Hey yo, so we are finally starting. After doing the She-Hulk story, where she's the new Grey Hulk. After doing Avengers, No Surrender, where the Hulk gets brought back to life. And after winning a community poll, we're finally going to start the Immortal Hulk. For anyone new to the channel, I will create a playlist specific for all of our Hulk related content in case you want to watch all of those in order. If you're a fan, go ahead and subscribe to stay up to date with everything that we do. This story starts with the Immortal Hulk, number 1, made by Ewing, Joe Bennett, Ruy Jose, and Paul Mounts. Man is, on the whole, less good than he imagines himself or wants to be. Carl Gustav Jung, Psychology and Religion. Somewhere in the middle of the desert, a small sedan pulls up to the parking lot of a Roxxon gas station. The driver, a man in a blue hoodie, parks as far away from the building as he can. Beads of sweat accumulate on his forehead. He sees a woman and her daughter park at a gas pump, and he watches as the daughter slams the car door and stomps into the gas station. His hand trembles. He's nervous, and the gun in his hand is heavier than he expected. The girl walks into the gas station, and there are only 2 other people inside. The cashier, whose eyes were stuck on his phone, and a man with a green hat reading a magazine off the stand. The girl walks to the back of the store and opens the refrigerator to grab a drink. This alerts the man, and he looks over his shoulder at the girl. "What are you looking at?" asks the girl as she wrinkles her face. The man places his magazine back down on the rack. "Excuse me," he mumbles. He tips his hat to hide his face as he brushes past the girl and makes his way towards the exit. "Creep," the girl says, staying wary of the strange man. What's his deal? She examines the magazine rack and sees the man was holding an issue of the National Investigator. On the front cover, a picture of the Hulk. There have been rumors of Hulk sightings in the area. Speculators are asking if the Avengers even know. There are 2 people in every mirror. There's the one you can see, and there's the other one, the one you don't want to. The man in the blue hoodie walks through the door, his face now half covered by a red bandana. "Hey, which pump?" the cashier asks, eyes still locked on his screen. The man doesn't answer. "Mister, which... Oh." When the cashier finally looks up, he's looking into the end of a barrel. Sweat continues to drip from the gunman's forehead. His hand continues to shake. No alarms," the gunman orders. Open the register." The cashier holds up his hand, and the gunman doubles down. I just want what's in the... He is interrupted by the sound of glass shattering. The young girl, out of shock, drops her bottle. The following noise causes the gunman to immediately turn in her direction. He flinches and fires the gun. The bullet pierces through her chest. She collapses and falls backwards. The back of her head cracks when it hits the floor. The gunman's eyes widen. There's smoke coming from the barrel of his gun. And the man in the green hat saw everything happen in less than a second. You just... The man in the green hat's eyes begin to glow an ominous shade very similar to his own attire. You! But in less than a second, another shot is fired, and this bullet plants itself in the center of his skull. The man in the green hat stumbles backwards and falls against the refrigerator before sliding into a pool of his own blood on the floor. Tears form in the cashier's eyes. Please, man, please! I swear I didn't touch the alarm. I'm sorry, apologizes the gunman. He points his weapon back at the cashier. No! Sobs the cashier. I didn't see your face. Please, I didn't see any. Later that evening, the authorities made it to the crime scene and have started the beginnings of their investigation. Not long after, the news catches wind and the reporters arrive. A detective leading the case gets pulled to the side and explains what the police know so far. Sandra Ann Brockhurst, 12 years old. Then we have the counterman, one Josh Alfaro, 22. And a John Doe. No ID, but probably local. Pretty sure I know him from somewhere. And you're okay with all that going in tomorrow's edition, Detective Mays? Asks the reporter. Well, I'm hoping it might loosen a few tongues, the detective admits. All off the record, Ms. McGee. We got blurry security footage, but no real witness. Mrs. Brockhurst remembers a blue hoodie and a gray car, maybe beige. She didn't get a plate number. We dug the bullets out of the bodies, and we'll do what we can with those. But what we can is usually some folks in West Virginia sorting through paper records. Paper records? Asks McGee. CSI by the way of the gun lobby, counters Detective Mays. Don't act surprised, Jackie. You've been a reporter long enough. You see how the world is. Even if maybe you don't want to. On the other side of town, there is a biker den. An old, abandoned building, now filled with graffiti, broken beer bottles, and castaway couches. The man in the blue hoodie sits on the couch. His hands are still trembling from earlier. I didn't want to do it. I heard something fall, and I turned, and it went off in my hands, he says, motioning to the guns. And then the others, they saw me. I swear I didn't think. I was scared. I panicked. I didn't know what to do. One of the bikers sits down next to the man in blue. Yeah, too bad, he says sarcastically. How much did you get? What? The man in the blue hoodie asks. The money, Tommy. How much you get? I haven't counted. A couple hundred, I think. Oh, God. Good, the biker tells him. so you can start paying me back. 200. That's about the interest on what you owe me. You're not a bad guy, Tommy. So I've let you slide a little, you know? Just 'cause I like you. I like your whole family. You understand me? Tommy digs in his pocket and pulls out a crumpled wad of cash. Yeah, sorry, Joe. I wasn't... Here. Joe throws his hand over Tommy's shoulder as he snatches the money. How's that going? That whole situation? We paid till the end of the month with the money you, Thank you. But I couldn't get that job. Joe sits back in his seat and scratches his beard. I figured. And there's next month. And we can't pay the light bill. And I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. You thought about robbing a gas station? The other bikers in the den all begin to laugh. Tommy doesn't. Relax, Joe tells him. I'm just having a little fun. Get out of here. Go get the rest of my money. Next time, don't bring me a sob story with it, huh? I mean it. You want out of this hole you're in, you're gonna need to toughen the hell up. Don't be weak, Tommy, 'cause somebody stronger than you is always gonna come along and... Suddenly, the ground beneath their feet begins to rumble. The walls of the building sway and the lights turn off. The couch falls over and everyone falls with it. It was like a bomb went off. The bikers scramble to their feet and grab their weapons. Joe sends two others to go outside and check on the generator. The generator, they find, has been crushed in on itself. From the looks of it, it looks like something, somehow, lifted it and smashed it into the ground. One of the bikers, Mikey, raises his gun and peers into the darkness. In the shadows, he gasps. Something's moving! Something's... Mikey's screams break through the silence of the night. The second biker runs back into the den. It got him, he yells. It was just there. So big. It's the devil. Shut up, Joe says, attempting to shake the man to his senses. It's the devil, man. It's the damn king of hell. I said, shut up, Joe yells back. He pistol whips the biker, knocking him out. Meth head fuck, he tells the rest. Form on me. All of you, whoever it is, they can't stay in the dark forever. Anything comes through that door, you unload on it. On the other side of the den, Tommy sprints to his car. Oh God! Oh God! The sound of gunfire and collapsing walls echo in the background. Tommy reaches his car, digs in his pocket, and pulls out his keys. His hands are trembling. He drops the keys. Tommy then drops to his knees and reaches under the car to grab them. And when he stands back up, everything is silent. Hello? Tommy raises his pistol. Is anyone still? Hello? Anyone? A shadow is casted over Tommy. Seconds later, the Hulk crashes down in front of him. The giant looks down at Tommy. Its beady eyes are fixated on him, piercing through him, and Tommy doesn't know what to do next. Then, it speaks. Sandra Ann Brockhurst, it says. Its voice is deep and grainy. That was her name. It leans closer. She was 12. Tommy steps backwards. No, I didn't want. The Hulk interrupts Tommy stuttering. He asks, clearly and coolly, how's it feel in your hand? What? Tommy asks back, now staring at his weapon. Heavy, right? All that stopping power. Heavier than it is at the range. You go to the range much, Tommy? Do you shoot the paper targets? It was heavier in the gas station, I'll bet. With the other targets. Please, Tommy continues to step backwards. He reaches the front steps to the den and trips. I'm sorry. I know what I did. And I know I can never, but I'll go to the police. You can take me to the police. I'll tell them everything. I swear to God, I'll go to jail. Whatever punishment, whatever they do to me, just let me. Please, I have a family. I have a little girl. You don't say. Hulk huffs. I know, just, I didn't want this. I made a mistake. Didn't you ever make a mistake? Please, I swear, I'm not a bad guy. Am I? Tommy's question almost makes Hulk laugh. What do you think? The next morning, Agent Mays tells McGee that the body of John Doe is missing. The other two corpses from the gas station robbery are undisturbed as far as the police can determine. But the same can't be said for the county medical examiner's office. On the other hand, the local chapter of the Dogs of Hell gang was squatting in an abandoned housing development. Police knew the gang was into drugs and organized crime, protection, loan sharking, but they wanted enough on the gang to make a move. Someone else moved first. All the gang members are in stable condition, concussions and fractures mostly. But something put the fear of God in them. They're very eager to talk. Which brings us to Thomas Edward Hill. Turns out he owed the gang money. Police found him in the hospital parking lot in a shallow crater, like a meteor just landed and brought him along. Thomas has a collapsing lung, internal bleeding, and just about every bone in his body is broken or crushed. He's been unresponsive and he's clinging to life. Doctors say he'll never walk again. Good, McGee says as she writes down her notes. There's more, Detective Mays tells her. The gas station robbery? He did it. The murder weapon was lying next to him. Matches the casing at the scene. We've got his prints too. Plus, a couple of the dogs heard him confess. On the record, the assailant is unknown. Off the record, and I'm only saying this because people should know. You should know. But this never came from me. That someone who attacked the dogs tonight, he was big. Built like an engine of hell, I quote. And he was green. Understand? McGee takes a moment before responding. It could be one of the others. No, not this. McGee argues he's dead. There was an autopsy, a funeral. Bruce Banner is dead, Gloria. Yeah, he is. And so was the John Doe in the gas station with the familiar face. He was dead. And then the sun went down. There are two people in every mirror. There's the one you can see, and there's the other one. The one you don't want to. It's morning. Bruce Banner wakes up in a cheap motel at the crack of dawn and takes a shower to start his day. He tells himself, I'm not a bad person, am I? He looks into the mirror. What do you think?